Now that is what we're talking. That is absolutely sensational. Look at that. Potato ash in a giant Yorkshire pudding. Wow. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing a timeless classic from the fantastic working class communities of mainly the Midlands and the north of England, or the northeast of England and up. Not really so much the south, but it was there. We are making potato ash, not hash, ash. Very traditional type meal from the 19th century, and it got its name by slow cooking in a pot in the embers of the fire, the ash embers, and that slow cooked a stew brought it all together, which fed the family. Now, many variations over the years, families have changed it, and for a good thing, you know, they've changed it up, altered the ingredients, whatever, but we are going to stick to roughly the original type recipe of potatoes, onion, and we are going to stick in a carrot. We're using OXO cubes, is sort of like traditional, and we're going to throw in corned beef, a tin of corned beef, and that's our poshness of this, to thicken it up with a bit of a meaty stew. But you know, we want to serve that potato ash in something. We're going to make giant Yorkshire puddings. Easy. In here, all-purpose flour, a little bit of salt. I like pepper in my Yorkshire puddings, so I'm going in with a little bit of pepper. Now we've got 4 eggs here. Now you can give it a beat in here or chuck it all in here. So we're going to give it a little mix here. We'll chuck it all in there. We've got some milk. Now the full ingredients are in the description as per usual, and we're going in with a splash of water. Right, let's give that a mix. So that is going to be our Yorkshire pudding batter. We're going to shove it on the side while we crack on with the veg. No rush for any of this. That's our batter. Just chuck it to one side. It doesn't have to go in the fridge or anything like that. Okay, we've got potatoes, we've got some onion, and we've got a carrot. Cube up your onions any which way you like. It doesn't matter. We just want some cubed onions, okay? Onion. Let's chuck the onion in a bowl. I have washed these potatoes and I'm leaving the skins on. We want to slice the potatoes roughly somewhere like this. Okay, the size of a good thick coin, a pound coin or whatever currency you use. Probably about ½ centimetre, something like that. Just chuck them in a bowl. Carrot, same. Chuck it in with that potato. So that's it. That's pretty much it. So take your stock cubes and give them a little bit of crumbling while we got the kettle on. And there we have it. What about a litre of water? This is straight out the kettle, look. Just to help dissolve that in there. Give it a little. Now it's not very thick, and what we're relying on the flavour from the stock cubes and the starch and the breakdown of the potatoes to thicken it up. It's a poor man's stew, but very filling. Okay, corned beef, because we're making a posh one. Okay, we're putting corned beef in. Now some folks don't like corned beef, and here's an alternative. Chop up some sausage, put in some mince, anything like that, but we're going for the corned beef. Nice and steady. Ooh, don't want to play today. Give it a little squeeze and it should drop out. There we go, corned beef. Now, like I say, families have many different ways of making this. Now I'm going to chuck in some butter in there. About that much. A couple of tablespoons of butter. Now you don't have to use butter, you can use oil. Use whatever you like. We're going with butter. Want a flame on? Not too high. We're going to just saute off some onion and chuck the carrots and potato in and start to cook it till they go a little bit soft. If we get some colour on, fantastic. If not, no worries. Now we're not trying to brown the butter, so don't have it too high. In with your onions. Start off with a little bit of a cooking in there. Salt, minimal. And I mean minimal. Salt in the corned beef. Let's not salt it up. Pepper in there. Want that little bit of seasoning cooking through there with those onions. Take on that flavour. Fantastic. Now I'm just going to go in there with a little bit of thyme. Thyme is optional, but you know, we want a bit of something in there. And we've got some bay leaves, but we're going to chuck that in when we chuck the stock in. And we're just going to start by throwing our veg in. So all we're going to do is we're going to give this a stir over and start cooking it in there. It will start to soften. If it colours, fantastic. Now I'm doing it in a silly little pan like this. Normally I would do it in a big pan, you know, where we can chuck it around, but you won't be able to see in my big pan. So we're doing it in here. Now if you were cooking with any bacon as such, you know, you would throw the bacon in with the onions and cook it off slightly in with the onions, then chuck all this lot in and cook it all together. That will give the bacon flavour in there. Now don't rush around, you know, you can do this for a good 8 minutes, somewhere around about there. Just turn it over, start them off before we chuck our stock in. Fantastic, we're getting a little tinge on there. Look at that. That's what we're after. That's good enough. About a tablespoon of Worcester sauce. I'm going to have a couple of bay leaves in there, which is going to be a right job to find to get out, but there you go. And we're going in there with our stock. In it goes. So we're going to let this stew in here like this, and then with the lid on, we're going to keep coming along and we're just going to give it a turn over like that. We just want everything to be not stuck on the bottom and start cooking. Now we want the potatoes to start to dissolve in here. That is our thickening agent for our stew, our potato ash. We just want to get these potatoes start cooking in there before adding the corned beef. So whilst that's doing, then we might as well make a couple of Yorkshire puddings. I'm using the air fryer, the usual. I've got a tray and I'm going to use one of these. I'll measure it, but it's about a 6-inch or a 7-inch pie tin or cake tin, whatever you know them by. So we're going to stick the oven on, And we want it to about the highest it'll go, which is 230. We're going to warm up this tray at the same time. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here, look. That's had a minute on that tray. I'm just going to put that in there, let that have a minute. Okay, that's had 1 minute. Let's get that out of there. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to tip some of that batter in there. There's no bubbles, there's no sizzling, there is nothing. That's going back in the oven. And we are going to set the time for 18 minutes. Done. 18 minutes, there we go. Let's have a look. Oh, come on, look at that. Stick your dinner in there. Superb. Absolutely superb. So I've got this cold pan. I mean, it's slightly bigger actually, but it doesn't matter. Let's have that out of there, in there. Whew. Little bit of oil. Back in there. Little swirly round. Chuck in the rest of our mix. Quite a lot there actually. Back in the oven, 18 minutes. Now that's been simmering away for about 18 minutes. Our potatoes are starting to go soft in there, look. Fantastic. Corned beef, in it goes. Just leave it in chunks like that. It's going to all break up inside there without a problem anyway. Little stir in, lid back on, 18 minutes. Well, that's how long it's going to take to cook that pudding. Fantastic. There we have it. 18 minutes done. Let's have a look. Phenomenal. There you go. One monster pudding. Look at that. Okay, let's just check on this ash. Now that is what we're talking. We're talking a healthy, thick stew. That is awesome. Time to serve up. In there with your pudding. Oh, look at that. In with our potato ash. And a little bit of gravy to run out over the top. Oh, come on. A little bit round the side. Always a little bit round the side. Just look at that. Potato ash made in a giant Yorkshire pudding. Wow. That is absolutely sensational. Look at that. Potato ash in a giant Yorkshire pudding. Wow. Just look at that. Perfect potato ash. It's absolutely steaming actually. Whew. Let's give this a go. Oh heck. Oh man. Seasoned, flavoured. Ah. Needs nothing. That is fantastic. Lovely soft potatoes, lovely soft carrot, perfect potato hash. You got that corned beef that's just dissolved in there and given us that lovely meaty gravy. Look at that. This is absolutely sensational. And then enjoy with some big Yorkshire pudding. That's the filler. Oh. Now if you like what we're doing, don't forget, share with your friends, share the recipe. That will help the channel grow, get more viewers. You know, there's some fantastic cooks on here giving back ideas, recipes, sharing amongst each other. It's a pleasure to be part of this channel. If you like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video. Wow.